Hello. So in this class, we're going to explore the whole world of pantomime. And at the end of this session, you're going to learn what pantomime is. You're going to explore the qualities of a good pantomime. And you get a chance to see at least what a pantomime or persons doing pantomime would look like. So my first question to you is, what is a pantomime? And a pantomime in its simplest form is really a type of theater that uses no speech or no sound. You'll hear persons also calling it mime for short, all right? And it is the same concept, so don't worry about it. It's considered a traditional form of street theater, a traditional form of street theater that really existed from Europe, and the performers act out a story using body and facial expressions. You're going to find a lot of that taking place, as well as imaginary objects to perform with, as well as in some cases, not all cases, you may find the actors wearing plain white and black clothing, as well as white gloves. And the purpose of the white gloves would be to bring attention to their hands. And you may actually find other mimes traditionally having their face painted white with accents. For example, when I say accents, they may have accents on the cheeks to highlight the cheeks or the eyes, etc. All right. However, I would stress that in these days, this is not a requirement. And actors who perform pantomimes, they're called mimes. Now, there are three qualities of a good pantomime I would expect persons to keep in mind. And the first one being consistency. And consistency is really the art of mimes keeping things or those imaginary objects keep remaining the same size, the same shape, and ensuring that the persons who are looking at the performance believe that those things exist at this point in time. All right. That also um, includes the placement of items. For example, if you place an item in a particular location, you would expect that when you go to collect that item, you collect it from the same spot and not a different spot. Some examples of things keeping the same size. Think about the use of a ball. Think about cups. Keep our doors. All right. Simple things like doors, which sometimes even in our performance, we don't remember those little items. All right. The second one is exaggerated resistance. And exaggerated resistance really refers to any pushing and pulling action that involves lifting heavy or light items. And these actions to be done bigger than it is in real life. All right. So imagine pushing a wall, pulling a rope, lifting a weight, lifting bricks, probably as simple as moving a feather in the air. And I'm going to stress the idea of exaggeration, simply meaning that the performer or the actor would also try to exaggerate and make these things bigger than real life. Okay, so imagine, and don't worry, you're going to get a chance to see a video on this. And the third one will be the whole idea of exaggerated expressions and gestures. As with resistance, exaggerated resistance, that is, it's always about making the things bigger than it should be. So in this case, we are talking about making our expressions of our face larger, making them bigger. Think about happy, sad, angry. So somebody far, far away from us could actually see those expressions. All right. And they could be easily viewed by the audience. So I have two activities for you. And the first activity is this, an imaginary ball. So I want you to imagine that you have a ball. And with this ball must remain the same size. Think about what you could do with this ball. All right. I remember that when you're using this ball, the ball must remain, as I said, the same size, but also remain the same shape. And if the ball falls in a particular location, you must be able to go and identify that location and collect the ball. Okay, so I want you to think about doing these actions, but do not say what you're doing. Just continue and do. Our second activity, think about saying hello. Think about a way that you can greet persons just by saying hi or hello without saying the actual words. And think about it. What parts of the body are you going to use to get that message across? So I want you to take a look at a short clip at this point in time of a mime in action. And he called it the car. Now, in that piece, what did you notice about the action of the performers? Did you see that level of consistency taking place in terms of things remaining the same size, the same shape, same location? What about exaggerated resistance when he tried to open the door when the young man refused to open the door for him? Or what about the exaggerated expressions and gestures? Did you see that on his face? Did you see his hands and bodies and his feet focusing on doing these? I'm sure you did. Now, I have an assignment for you, and I trust that you will be able to try this one out. So I want you to think about creating a mime. So I want you to create a 1-minute mime video showing at least any 2 of those 3 qualities in pantomime. Now, I want you to keep in mind that there is no need to dress in white or black or have white gloves to do the activity. So don't worry about it. And in this 1-minute video, think about telling a story, a very simple story. And you can work by yourself or with up to 2 other persons in your class or your group. Okay? And other persons can be in the video, but be sure to include your name and your form class. And of course, how many people you have in it. No one should be talking or sounds being used. And I'm going to give you a topic. The topic focuses on COVID-19 safety measures. One of the things that we are finding challenging in our environment at this point in time. Think about how you can show this through a mime. So I really want persons to think. Give a name for your piece. Okay, don't just leave it in isolation. Think about a creative name for your piece. And in your piece, the clip must show at least 3 safety measures that persons can take for this COVID-19. And rest assured, I want persons to upload your video on the link provided, and the assignment is worth 20 marks. All right, look at this one. So you realize that what this person focused on was COVID-19. Now, this is just an example of one. I don't expect persons to take that idea and go with it, but I'm sure you guys could be even more creative than what you see here. And there's no need to have the sound in the background. If you want, you could add it, but you don't need to add any sound. All right. So with this being said, I want persons to have fun creating, and I trust with this little piece that you understand pantomime. Take care. Have a great day.